Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game between Happy versus Ling, or 120. I like to call him 120 even though it is just Ling, which is Chinese or Mandarin for, well, 120. So no big imagination there. This is going to be an Undead versus Undead matchup here on Twisted Meadows, a map that has a lot going on for it in terms of bases and expansions, a lot of different types of long game play possible. And I don't even know how to say your name. Well, good evening to you, my worthy friends. Please come closer. As we are now joining in on this fight. I have no idea where that came from. Actually, I have every idea where I came from, why I decided to channel Robin Williams as the genie or the merchant, pretending to be the genie in Aladdin. I don't know. Just having a fun day as we are looking at, well, the opening for this particular match. Death Knight should be coming out, or perhaps Lich. It is going to be a Death Knight versus a Death Knight. No Lich shenanigans this time around, as the Death Knight does allow you to heal your own units and also steal your opponent's creeps if you're able to get off that death coil. Coming back on the other side, what's going to be happening? That is the big question again, as we are looking at, well, perhaps some interesting strategies. Tomb of Relics also getting placed down as well. There is a graveyard coming in from Happy, so Happy opting to go for Crypt Fiends a little bit earlier, perhaps, or just wanted the graveyard for that extra lumber early on. Getting that graveyard down early on allows the ghouls to, well, harvest slightly faster since there's less walking distance. But as time goes on, well, those trees do get farther and farther away. Sometimes you'll see players, well, nope, I take it back. Graveyard also being placed down over here as well by Ling. So it is pretty much an exact mirror match, as both sides are doing a bit of scouting. Nightpire, it's going pretty well. Can't complain because, well, no one really listens. At the same time, absolutely 100% in a little bit of shock now, as my third child is due anytime soon. Yeah, my third child is due anytime soon, and, well, it makes for some, well, interesting things. And like, a lot of people kept on asking me as I was walking around with my wife today, I'm like, oh, is this your first child? I'm like, no, it's my third. Do I look? And then they're like, oh, okay. Anyway, Skeletal Minion's now going to go ahead and try to dive on in here. And what this particular situation is that the Skeletal Minions actually regenerate health while on Blight. As the Skeletal Minions are regenerating health, they're actually able to slip around. Oh, new Skeletal Minions coming out from the other side. A little bit of experience gain, a little bit difficult. Muhammad, 1983, thank you for the follow, as the Death Knight now slips back off to the north. We are looking at Happy purposely clearing out his opponent's creep camp here, and now going after some more of those skeletal minions. Once again, not really going to be able to get very far with that. Perhaps going to try another Rod of Necromancy charge. No, Death Knight now going to make its rounds as well. There is some more blue skeletal minions joining in on the fight. I believe he was trying to go for a surround, unable to do exactly that. This skeletal minion dives on in a little bit too far, and he could get taken out as well. Skeletal minion micro battle here on Twisted Meadows, as Happy is trying to just get in front of Ling, as a Crypt Fiend now joins in on the fight. First Crypt Fiend to join in on the fight was Ling. Well, Happy's Crypt Fiend not too far behind either, as those skeletal minions going to put some pressure on those spiders, as those spiders now going to be looking to back off again. Death Knight still chasing after the other Death Knight. And, well, this actually is interesting opening. Normally, Undead players just want to try and harass their opponent. You see Ling actually gets stuck right here. Death Knight may try to get in a Death Coil on that other Acolyte right there. There it goes. Going to go ahead and get Death Coil, get saved. And, well, that 200 hit point, making that wall a little bit more difficult to try and take out. Let's take a look at that. Death Knight forced to use a Scroll of Town Portal. Crypt Fiend now being forced to back away right there. Is he going to get a shot off? No, it is not. This Death Knight ends up just killing his own Acolyte right there to deny that experience. Overall supply, let's take a look. 23 over 30 compared to 25 over 30. Both sides pretty much even. It is Crypt Fiend's micro battles right now, as both sides are just trying to cause some unforced errors. You're going to take a look at this here. Ling's Death Knight purposely has to stay on Blight. It even picked up the ritualistic dagger to be able to generate or get a little bit more hit points. That is the downside of these early battles with that Death Knight. If the Death Knight takes a little bit of damage, and now Happy comes in with, well, no cold arrows. Where are the cold arrows? There it is. Cold arrows now coming across. That's Ling coming in with the Naga Sea Witch, putting pressure on the Crypt Fiend. And this is a perfect counter here to try and, well, open things up and get this game wide open here. Crypt Fiend continuing to try and back away. Skeletal Minion's going to, continue to back off here, down to 174 hit points. More damage getting added in. Naga Sea Witch, 1 or 2 more shots should finish it off, and Happy loses that Crypt Fiend. Naga Sea Witch now looking to back up here. Death Knight still very low on hit points. What can it really do? As Happy's, well, Death Knight here doesn't have that much mana, but can still, well, deal a little bit of damage. What is this Death Knight doing? Actually wandering around very, very far here, as these Crypt Fiends may try and offer in a bit of protection as well. Am I going to start a clan with the kiddos in the future? I don't know. Arya seems to be particularly interested in WarCraft 3, but I think she just might want to be a caster. The way she interrupts me in all of my games. Anyways, Death Knight now joining back in on the fight here. You see a Lich now about out onto the field. There's a quick Frost Nova. 1 more shot. Crypt Fiend finishes it off, and Happy with the Frost Nova finishes off one hero. Are we going to see another hero getting taken down? 1 more shot. There it goes. Major, major death and destruction as the Crypt Fiends now look to back away. Death Knight and Naga Sea Witch both fall at level 1. Happy, however, still sitting at level 1, and the next big stage and change in the transition of the game is going to be the Slaughterhouses. Slaughterhouses will open up those obsidian statues. Death Knight and Naga Sea Witch, and, well, all of those units are going to be healed up a little bit more. Death Knight could turn back around, try to get a Death Coil onto Happy's Crypt Fiend. Crypt Fiend is now looking to back away here. More damage getting added in. Lich shows up to the party, tries to turn back around. Death Knight is right here as well. But as you know, the Death Knight's Death Coil cannot be used to deal damage to an opposing unit. Here, let's take a look. More damage getting added. Death Knight continuing to fight away as the Death Knight here may try and Death Coil this last Crypt Fiend. Obsidian statues should be joining up. And as they start getting those obsidian statues, I'm assuming that both sides are actually going to try to do a little bit of creeping. It looks, however, that Ling wants to put pressure continually on Happy's units, as the units are now turning back around again. All right, Crypt Fiend's going to go ahead and engage Death Knight right here. Ling should be able to get to level 2 here in just a moment. Meanwhile, Obsidian Statues now joining in on the fight here. Going to go ahead and engage once more. Lich is in that front line spot, absorbing far too much damage, now being forced to back up. Going to fight back here. Or Lich sitting at level 1. Where is the Death Knight? Death Knight perhaps going to be brought over, bringing in an Orb of Corruption. Both heroes could actually get to level 2 off of this creep camp right now. There's the Death Knight, as we are now looking at the Lich just shy of level 2 as well. Obsidian Statue offering some healing, and this is the creeping that I was expecting. Both sides opting to creep once their Obsidian Statues are out on the field. 2 Obsidian Statues. Yeah, it is Undead versus Undead. Yes, Arya. It is going to be difficult. Why is it going to be difficult, Arya? Yep, that's right. Blight can go both ways. Graveyard producing those skeletons can actually turn Rod of Necromancy for your opponent, as we're looking at the Dark Ranger getting ready to join in on the fight here. Happy sitting on 2-2-1, the Dark Ranger, that third hero. Meanwhile, it is a 2-2-1. The Lich is going to be the third hero. Naga Sea Witch, slight differentiation on the hero compositions, but overall the armies are about the same. Talking about statues, I hope they tone down the healing effects on units with Refurch. All right, my daughter calls any flying unit birds, so if you... Yeah, the statue birds, the obsidian statues that turn into birds. Yes, destroyers are going to be coming out here ready to go. Crypt Fiend now looking to back away. And they should be able to clear up some of the healing. You want to be able to see the healing effect, but you don't want it to be distracting and the only thing you see. Crypt Fiend now looking to back up here. Lich taking a little bit of damage. Both sides. Death Coil or Frost Nova onto the Death Knight. Death Knight now being forced to back up here. Death Coil onto the Lich to save, as we're still battling it out. Low hit point Crypt Fiend constantly being shaken back here. And it is 1 Obsidian Statue versus 2. That is key as the Obsidian Statues are going to eventually run out of mana. Lich gets another Death Coil for the save. The Fork Lightning not enough. Death Knight now trying to head back here. Is he going to take down a Crypt Fiend? Crypt Fiend going to get taken down. There it goes. The silence lasting forever and a day, it feels like, as the Lich now looking to back up once more. Dark Ranger still continuing this chase. Lich, is it going to get off a Frost Nova? Yes, it is. It is going to slow things down. And that follow-up 1-2 punch, so nasty. Silence on the Death Knight, followed by a Frost Nova to slow things down as we see a Destroyer now come in here. Death Knight, oh, Happy almost loses his Death Knight. Potion of Lesser Invulnerability onto the Naga Sea Witch as the Destroyer tries to finish off a Crypt Fiend and does it. I know, I said Destroyer. Please stop interrupting me. All right. Naga Sea Witch now ready to head back off to the north here. Crypt Fiends are here ready to go. Naga Sea Witch, Lich heading back off. Both sides now getting ready to do a little bit more creeping again as the Death Knight is back out onto the field, still low on hit points, but those Obsidian Statues still have a bit of mana. All right, Death Knight now heading back off to the north here. We're going to perhaps be looking at a level 3 heroes in just a moment. Both sides going into their respective corners. And while they're going to be trying to establish bases, perhaps establishing bases, getting experience on their heroes, the Undead composition and the Undead army really rarely changes depending on the matchups. And I think that's one of the reasons why Undead is such... I'll say Undead is such an easy race to play because you don't have to worry about what your opponent or what your opponent's race is. Well, like 7 times out of 10, you know you're gonna go Death Knight into Lich with Crypt Fiends and Obsidian Statues, and that's almost like 60% of your game plan because it is so effective compared to what else your opponent's gonna be doing. On the flip side, though, human players often go for siege engines, which is absolutely difficult to deal with if you are going for this particular unit composition. But considering the fact that undead armies can open up with this particular opening and be effective and have, I guess, a lot of repetition and a lot of time to train this army underneath their belt, it really shows how strong they're going to be. Your girl is going to be tasteless to your Artosis. All right, maybe. Anyways, Death Knight now going to go ahead and engage here. Destroyer out onto the field. 1 Obsidian Statue low on mana. Now this Destroyer has devoured magic already. Has a little bit of mana. Could do it one more time as we're now starting to see almost a critical mass on these skeletal minions. The downside of these skeletal minions, though, is that if your opponent has Destroyers, which Ling does have, he can devour magic them and also gain a little bit of health and hit point, or well, health and mana too, to deal more damage. That is always a scary proposition as the Crypt Fiends are going to engage out here. All right, Rock Golem about to get taken down. Both sides sitting on expansions. Both of them getting a Necropolis alongside that gold mine so they can Scroll of Town Portal if need be. And Happy, after clearing out some good creep camps, let's take a look at it. This is a 3-3, going to be a 3-3-3 army going up against, let's take a look at it, a 3-3-3 army as well. So I pretty much called it on the dot. 3-3-3 versus 3-3-3 army sizes are about the same. 55 over 70, 59 over 70, about the same here as we are now going to engage. All right, let's take a look at this. We could have a potential creep jack by well, no. Happy could have a potential creep jack here. Let's take a look. Doesn't try to creep jack for some reason. Perhaps going to try and intercept units as they join in on the fight, but that actually didn't happen, and now the fight is ready to go, and this is not a good spot to be in. Destroyers are all here ready. Perhaps they should be going after those Obsidian Statues. Obsidian Statues take a lot of bonus damage right there. Scroll of Town Portal. Ling trying to get away. There goes one Destroyer. Fork Lightning finishes off a Crypt Fiend as well. A Crypt Fiend and a Scroll of Town Portal for an Obsidian Statue. Let's see who actually comes out ahead as Ling forced the Scroll of Town Portal away. Now needs to rush on over to defend. The downside is if Happy tries to fight and stay on Blight, he will actually be on Blight while his opponent is not. Meanwhile, let's take a look back off to the north here. Skeletal Minions going to go ahead and go after those Acolytes who are trying to mine. All right, this is a key proposition. Happy purposely trying to stay on the Blight and keep his opponent off the Blight as well. Every little bit of regeneration definitely helps. As long as Happy's units are attacking something, they are doing, well, they are working hard. All right, let's take a look at this. Dark Ranger now trying to finish things off and get some more skeletal minions in here. Destroyers now coming across as well. Death Knights dancing back and forth. Dark Ranger in position. Crypt Fiend, Fork Lightning quickly finishes off a unit. So Fork Lightning and Frost Nova able to take down Crypt Fiends very, very quickly. Meanwhile, Destroyers are now just rooted in position, trying to go after unit. No silence. No strong silent choose from Happy this time around, as a Fork Lightning unable to finish off a unit there. All right, Destroyer about to get taken down. There it goes. Happy gets up to level 4 on the Death Knight. Has a Pendant of Energy. There's another Destroyer Death Coil coming across. Death Knight still diving deep on in, as the Crypt Fiends are still turning back around to try and fight here. Naga Sea Witch could come across with another Fork Lightning here. There goes a Fork Lightning. There goes another Crypt Fiend, as the Lich and the Naga Sea Witch with that Fork Lightning Frost Nova combination really doing lots of damage. Lich continuing to battle it out here. One skeletal minion in the back. There's another Frost Nova there taking down some more units, and every unit is just constantly getting taken out. Happy losing a Crypt Fiend as well. War of attrition. We may end up, oh, Death Coil a split second late, as the Crypt Fiends are still trying to join in on the battle and reinforce. ER Ling getting some reinforcements. Death Coil a split second late there as well. Skeletal Minion may end up finishing off this last unit. Let's take a look. Crypt Fiend, ER Ling trying to retreat back with some units. Skeletal Minion could actually finish off one Destroyer or one Obsidian Statue, and there it goes. Big loss. Death Coil a split second late on the Lich. ER Ling is now in serious trouble, as he's lost one of his two main heroes. Death Coil trying to save some more units here. Let's take a look. The Red Army now sitting at 43 supply compared to 52. A 10 supply difference, as Happy is now going to be putting pressure on to the expansion here at the 10 o'clock location. More damage being done. Acolytes getting finished off. Dark Ritual to get more mana onto the Lich. Naga Sea Witch there to try and protect the expansion from fully falling under duress here and losing that Haunted Gold Mine. Once that Haunted Gold Mine goes down, it will be a much longer time before you're able to, well, haunt it again and to try to get economic equality. Skeletal Minions now joining back in on the fight. Crypt Fiends, Frost Nova finishing off one. Second Crypt Fiend is saved temporarily. We'll see how far it can go. Destroyer now back out onto the field. It gets webbed down. Death Coil saving another one of Happy's units, as that Crypt Fiend now trying to back up again. It looks like it will get taken out anyway. Thank you, Flynn, for the subscription, as the Lich is now still joining in on the fight. Death Knight now making its rounds back over. Happy trying to dance around. Death Knight could end up getting taken down here, down to 65 hit points. It could get taken down. There's another subscription. Thank you very much, as Happy may try to use a Squirrel Town Portal to head back out. And wow, ER Ling was about to lose that Death Knight. All right, let's take a look at this. Happy could actually perhaps take down the Death Knight here. No, does not do so. And Anonymous Cheerer was giving away some subs. I really need some emotes. I don't know how to make them, but I want to give emotes to you guys. So if you guys have any ideas on emotes, definitely let me know, or on how to make them. Lich is out onto the field. Death Knight, Naga Sea Witch, all of these are at 444. That is an army of death. Meanwhile, Death Knight here is 4-4, and Dark Ranger is also a 4. So we have 4-4-4, 4-4 versus 4-4 in terms of, well, the Undead army. And I guess that was a Mandarin joke. Yes, because 4 means death. All right, thank you for the follow. Death Knight now continuing to join in on this fight here. ER Ling trying to re-establish this expansion and get it up and operational again. Death Knight, Army of Happy, ready to go. Also brings in some Banshees for that anti-magic shell. Nerubian Tower also getting added in. ER Ling needs to make a mad run back off to the north. The Naga Sea Witch has a little bit of mana. Death Knight also has Devotion Aura as well. Going to try and protect this location. As we're taking a look, Acolytes are just falling left and right. All right, let's take a look. Destroyer now ready to come across here. There's a web taking down or stopping that Destroyer in its track. Is Happy going to be able to do a little bit of a pincer play, trying to devour magic? Fork Lightning finishing off some of those skeletal minions. Happy's Death Knight could be in trouble, down to 106 hit points, and forcing another Scroll of Town Portal there. There goes a Crypt Fiend. Death Knight unable to finish off that Dark Ranger in time. All right, Happy taking this opportunity to expand once more, as well as you often do. When you are up, you expand to continue to push that advantage. ERling now making its way back down. ERling playing on a razor's edge pretty much. Oh, Frost Nova right there slowing the unit down, but not enough to actually finish it off. There he goes back the other way. Skeletal Minion's now going to be joining in on the fight. Dark Ranger is chasing back the other way. This Death Knight has that anti-magic shell, and that's the only reason why it's actually running in the front right now, as the Obsidian statues need to get back. That Lich with major damage, plus 14 damage so far. Meanwhile, this Lich up to plus 24 damage with an Amulet of Spell Shields. Use Warcraft 3 items as emotes. Alright, I'll have to like find some good Warcraft 3 items as emotes and figure out which ones. I'll let you guys, I don't know. Let me know in chat what you guys want to see. Yeah. Alright. Death Knight now making its way back down. Let's take a look back off over here. ERling, Claws of Attack emote. Alright, I'll do a Claws of Attack emote. Maybe a Circle of Nobility emote, since it's often used so much in a healing salve and clarity potion. Alright, let's go ahead and make our way through. Obsidian statues are all right here. Destroyer is going to go ahead and absorb some mana. ERling is getting into position. It wants the destroyers to perhaps devour magic and also really be able to dive onto those obsidian statues. Once the obsidian statues are gone, the longevity of the undead army drops off significantly. There's a quick web right there. Death Coil saving Destroyer up in that front line. Fork Lightning trying to finish off some more units in the back as well. You see the armies. ERling is just not in a good position at all. He is pretty much constantly surrounded by all units on all sides. Better focus fire by Happy, but Happy is still, dedicated to this fight. Happy now trying to back away. It looks like there was an anti-magic potion cast on him and just anti-magic shell cast quickly. Happy now in the very far back here, down to 272 hit points. Death Coils, the Lich. Happy, is he going to be able to, finish off some of those units? Yes, he is. And Happy is just starting to finish off unit after unit, unable to put pressure onto that Death Knight. Death Knight is too far back, as a handful of Crypt Fiends could get taken down as well. All right, let's take a look at this. ERling down to 14 hit points, down to 10. He is hiding that Death Knight in the back. He knows that he cannot afford to lose that Death Knight, as the units are going to be retreating here. Happy looks like he has ERling up against the ropes. 79 supply compared to 49, and this may be the end of it, as the Crypt Fiends are now putting pressure. Skeletal Minions finishing off the Acolytes, and that Death Knight unable to really do all too much. Amulet of Spell Shield, perhaps the only thing that's really saving that Death Knight, but the Naga Sea Witch was still taken down. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. A beautiful, beautiful game between Happy and ERling. ERling doing a great job, but unable to recover from that mid game. And Happy, excited about the results of this matchup here. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed it.